Hey guys, today is a super important video and I really hope you're gonna watch it until the very end because I have a lot to tell you. We're gonna be talking about how to actually start creating, stop procrastinating, and really master self-discipline, because your ideas, they might be amazing, but if you don't do anything with them, if it's all just stuck in here and you come up with all these excuses and reasons of why you can't start and make it happen and change the world and impact people's lives, your idea is worth zero, nada. I really want to get you and everybody else out there to start creating more, to really create your heart out passionately and follow your mission and your vision and spread your message and really make this world a better place. We don't have time to lose. We only have this one precious life, and I believe we're here to contribute, to help other people, and to leave a legacy before we die. So let's do it now. 3 little things that are kind of the foundation for really making stuff happen is: number 1, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to take responsibility. You have to stop making excuses. I don't care how much time you have in the day. I don't care whatever you can come up with of why you haven't started yet. You gotta stop doing that now. Number 2, getting into creation mode and start getting into your productivity hustle is all about creating a habit. It's not something that you either have or you don't have, you just have to practice it, okay? And you need to take some time, and eventually, I've been at this for 5 or 6 years now, I can just press a button and I'll go into creation mode. But obviously for some of you, you might have to get there, but it's possible. So like I said, no excuses. And number 3, you have to be really passionate about what you do or about what you want to create, like so deeply passionate that you can feel that fire inside of you. If you're not convinced of what it actually is you want to put out there and what it actually is that you want to help change the world, then you might want to go back to square one and figure that shit out. And here's my little secret, I guess, of how I make stuff happen. Number 1 is I get super duper inspired to the point where I get so obsessed that I can't help but create. Then I sit down, I make a plan, and then I take massive action. And I'm gonna break this down into a bit more practical steps for you that you can actually follow. So listen up and let's dive right into it. Now the very first step is, and I know this might sound a bit boring and I don't like the word myself, but it's goal setting, okay? Now this can work on a yearly basis, a monthly basis, weekly and daily. I kind of set all these different goals, and at best you really write down your big achievements, things that your big goals, you write them down and you become crystal clear what it is that you want to achieve and by what time. And now the next thing is extremely crucial. You have to also write down your purpose, your big why as to why you want to achieve what you want to achieve. All the successful people in the world have compelling reasons as to why they want to achieve their goals. If you don't have strong enough reasons, you might probably not get there. So you need to have this big why sorted out. So for example, with building the new Live Your Heart Out website, if you haven't checked it out yet, go and check it out, liveyourheartout.co. Put everything that I mentioned in this video naturally into the description section below the video. So with this new website, with this new project, my main mission is to really help people live an extraordinary life so that they can go out and change the world. So my big why is that I wanted to have this platform to reach as many people as possible, also to serve as a platform to network with other people and to kind of really show my mission and everything in a nutshell consolidated on one website. And that way, as I was building that website, and let me tell you, I lost a lot of nerves and I put a lot of energy and a lot of time into it. I knew exactly of why I was doing what I was doing. And your goals might be completely different, or you might want to start coaching or build an online course or start a retreat or start an app business to change the world, whatever it is, but be crystal clear as to why you want to do that. Next, you have to develop a sequence of actions, like a map, like a step-by-step plan that you can follow through with And once you have that, that's when you start taking action. There's no more excuses. You know what you want to achieve. You know why you want to achieve it. You have a plan. You know exactly how to get to reaching that goal. And then you can sit down and work your way through these steps and actually put whatever it is you have in here out into the world. Now, the second big, huge thing that I have to share with you is this. You have to adjust your mindset. You have to develop a mindset that is so powerful that you can't help but follow through and make stuff happen. Success is really about 80% psychology and mindset and only about 20% the tools or the mechanics. So you can have all the amazing tools and skills and mechanics and whatever it is to create whatever you need to create, but if your mindset's off, if you have a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of limiting beliefs, you might never reach success. You might never reach your goals. But if you have that mindset, if you have these 80%, the mechanics, they don't really matter anymore. It's not about the what, it's not about the how, it's about knowing exactly that whatever's going on in here is responsible for the results that you're creating. And this also goes hand in hand with what I said in the beginning of the video. It's about really stop making excuses and start taking responsibility. And it starts with your thinking, because what you think will influence your life. So I'd like you to decide to commit to making progress, to commit to taking action, to say no to low standards in business or in life. I want you to raise these standards away from being mediocre and just kind of doing what the average person out there is doing. I want you to get your hustle on. I want you to get so fucking inspired and obsessed with what it is you want to create that you can't help but go out and do it. And in order to get there, you have to go inwards. And I'd like you to do this very regularly going forward from now, is really to observe if there are any inner conflicts that you're having, for example, any sort of doubts of why you maybe don't deserve success, of maybe you're not good enough to create what you want to create, or maybe you have a fear of rejection or a fear of failure. And I want you to become aware of these thoughts, of these fear, of these doubts, and start journaling them down. It's the best way for you to really kind of take the role of an observer and kind of see, oh, okay, so this is what's going on up here. This is what's actually keeping me from creating and producing. And because most of the time, procrastination, guys, and lack of self-discipline doesn't have anything to do with being lazy. A lot of times it has to do, or most times, it has to do with fears and with doubts and really intense limiting beliefs. And I know so from my own experience. I know that, for example, when I work on bigger projects, I know that if I procrastinate, if I don't get stuff done, a lot of times it's because I'm actually maybe afraid of success, or maybe, oh, what if I finish this and then I'm gonna have to actually publish this and show this to people, and then, oh my God, maybe I'm scared of what they're gonna say. And so this a lot of times actually holds us back. And I want you to get to a point where you realize your limiting beliefs and you start looking at them and taking them apart. Because in the end, as an entrepreneur, and especially as a creative entrepreneur, you have to look your fears in the eye. You have to become good friends with them and really get comfortable with them, because they will pop up all over the place. And there's so many people out there who keep themselves from reaching their goals and from creating amazing, beautiful things that they have within themselves because they're scared to fail, they're scared of not being good enough. I know what this means, and I know how that feels, but I also know that it's possible to overcome. So number 3, also super important, is you need to feed your mind. You need to feed your brain. It's so important to go out and learn and just really put a lot of really awesome information and everything in your brain. And it also really helps if you want to develop and really work on your mindset. And one of my secrets really is that I need to get super, super inspired, because then it's super easy for me to get obsessed and kind of where I can't keep myself from creating. And so I follow role models that deeply inspire me, like Jason Silver and Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins and Casey Neistat, and a lot of other people on YouTube, and I listen to podcasts and I read their books, and it's so important for me to get this fire ignited on a daily basis. Now, number 4 is get yourself into a productive, creative environment and find a way to be held accountable. Now, what does it mean? The first part means that you need to find like-minded people or an environment like a co-working space. You need to go to events or workshops where you are surrounded by that kind of awesome, active vibe where people are creating and sharing knowledge and where you get inspired, and that is so important. And the next one is that find yourself a goal buddy, find yourself a mastermind group, that you have people that actually hold you accountable, where you have regular calls and kind of meetings where you support each other and share what you've achieved. And so for me, this has been a huge game changer, because no man's an island, no woman is an island. We strive when we have support, we strive in environments that are conducive to what we want to achieve. If you're sitting by yourself at home wanting to change the world, go out and surround yourself with amazing people. Go out and hang out in co-working spaces and go to all these beautiful events that are taking place now. We live in a beautiful world now where you have access to a beautiful community of creative people wherever you go and online, and take advantage of that. It will make a huge difference in the way that you create and in the way that you actually go out and make stuff happen. All right, and this one is the last one, number 5, but it is probably one of the most important ones as well, and it's super underestimated. You have to create energy to create. You have to nourish your body with clean, beautiful, fresh food, and you have to strengthen it with moving it every single day, with doing yoga or going running or surfing or whatever it is. But you have to get your energies up so that you can actually use that energy to create all these amazing things and change the world and impact people's lives. But if you're low on energy, if you give your body McDonald's and burgers and all this processed meat and whatever it is, and you never really exercise very much, or maybe just once in a blue moon, how do you think you're gonna have this energy to really hustle hard and to develop this self-discipline? Like, for me, this is a huge thing, because once I realized that what the effect of my diet and the way that I move my body on a daily basis has on the way that I work, create, and be productive, I was just like, wow. It was like I was blind before, and then I could see. We cannot create life-changing things if we're low on energy. And all the really successful people out there, they're high on energy because they take care of their bodies, their health, their diet, all of that. And with this also comes the need for a morning routine, because a morning routine where you take care of yourself, where you meditate after you get up, it really sets the vibe, it sets the stage for the rest of the day for you to then create and do whatever. But in the mornings, I take a long time for myself to actually prepare myself so I can then, for example, sit in front of this camera or create amazing things, or whatever, come up with beautiful ideas that I want to achieve. But this preparation stage, this morning routine, is essential. It's the foundation of everything else that I do afterwards. And this might take sometimes an hour, sometimes 3 or 4 hours, where I exercise and I meditate and I have my green juice and I read and it's all these things that I do so that I'm in a better position, in a better place, with an even more beautiful energy to really create things that matter. So this is it. I really hope these steps, this kind of framework or my way of doing things, they inspire you to go out, to commit to taking action, to commit to developing self-discipline, and to create a productive routine where you can create the most amazing things, because I believe you have it in you and you owe it to the world to take this light that you carry within you, to take this out and share it with the people, with the world, and to make this world an even better, more amazing place. And I hope that you start today to create momentum, to then develop creativity and self-discipline and being productive, and turn that into a daily habit. So get out of your head, start creating. The world needs you. And I hope that I'll see you on the other side, where self-discipline has turned into an obsession, into this fire that's burning so bright that you can't help but create. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this, or maybe want to share your experience, please do so in the comments below. Give me a like, a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video, and subscribe to my channel. And I just want to say thank you. I'm really grateful. Thank you for following along. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.